My dad's from Stendal. He's a Nation. I'd like to tell you a little about myself and my family. My grandfather, Jim Whiteman, he's from the Blood Reserve. Back in the early 50s, he used to dance the prairie chicken dance that came from this area. And when he dances, I was told, when he dances in a contest, he has 3 hoops. And when he dances in a contest, the prairie chicken dance, he dances those hoops and he goes through them. Today, nobody does that. Today, I've never seen anybody do that. And it came where my dad, Stanley, he started to dance with 3 hoops. Then when they hoop dance, you notice Shirley, when she hoop danced, she went through them. My dad, my grandfather, they spun them with both hands, a leg, they switch with the leg, they put a leg, they throw them up. That was their kind of style of hoop dancing. My family was pretty much gifted in dancing. As for myself, I thank the Creator for giving me a gift to dance, to show my style, to show people our culture. My brother Stan, he dances also in the same category. For myself, I've been dancing 45 years, this style of men's fancy dance. This style originally comes from the state of Oklahoma. There are 2 stories. A friend of mine from Durant, Oklahoma, a Choctaw, he mentioned about back in the day when it first started. It started when they had Wild West show back in the States. They took some Ponca and Pawnees to Europe with them to do a performance. And they took those dancers and native dancers with them. When they were dancing, then I guess, look at the crowd. So he asked the dancers to move more quick, to make big moves, to catch the interest of the audience. And when he danced, so they start to move bigger and better and a lot faster. So when it came back, that's one of the stories that I was told that men's fancy came to. Another story came to, what he mentioned, is from the horse. You see horses out there when like a storm is going to come. They feel it. They start jumping. They start bouncing. They start kicking. They have their heads turned a certain way, and the way they move, and they kick and they spin and they run. They have all that energy, all that power within. And that's one of the dancers. They see that horse. They see how strong it is, how quick it is, how fast it is, how powerful it is. So they start to imitate that. And that's one of the stories that came from that too. One time I went to a sweat, and this guy in medicine told me, you dance, use horsehair on your feathers. It'll make you strong, it'll make you fast, it'll make you quick, and you have endurance. And that's why I have horsehair on my feathers. One time, I was in this big, huge powwow in Skemitson, in Connecticut, one of the biggest powwows in the United States. Back in 1990, it was 97, we were going in by twos. Me and my brother started going, start to dance. Everybody, the fancy dancers started going in their categories. And I spun like this. All of it, I had eagle bustles. Eagle bustles are really valuable and sacred in our culture. I was wearing them when I was dancing. And all of a sudden my bottom muscle, it fell right off. When it fell off and it landed there, you know, that's not a good sign. That's a kind of a sign that bad luck is coming. Unfortunate is coming. It was a sign where I didn't know at the time. And when I stopped and I looked, and kind of heartbroken. I was standing there dancing. And all the dancers started going in Grand Entry to pass me. And all the fancy dancers that were following us, even the teenagers, even the little ones, they were coming shaking my hand, giving me comfort. They all stood beside me all the way around the harbor, all the fancy dancers. Some come and gave me money. It wasn't for me to use. It was for me to pay the elders, the veterans. Because when the eagle feather falls off, an elder or a veteran will have that right to pick up that feather for you, so you won't have misfortune. So they all was lining up, people coming by getting the money. So all of it. My brother was beside me, and I was sad. There was 4 elders that came up, well-known dancers, well-known people in the singing circuit, power circuit. A man named Norman Largo from Arizona, he came up and shook my hand, went out there, stood right there by my equal muscles. Boy lad from Wisconsin, he came up, shook my hand, talked to me, comforted me, encouraged me. Went up, stood there by the eagle blossoms. This medicine man, a singer from North Dakota, he came up, shook my hand, supported me, went out there. I don't remember who the other guy was. Came up, shook my hand, stood there. So what they done when the Grand Entry was finished, they done a ceremony, a feather pickup. They danced. They danced in the 4 directions, the east, south, west, and north. And they stood there, and I was standing there. Then they were praying. Each one of them prayed for me to go home safe, as well as my family. But then my heart was still sad for falling off. I kind of thought something was going to happen, something went wrong. So they prayed, and they gave me back my blessing. I walked up to the harbor. It could happen to anybody. It was just that my string, it wore up and it broke, you know. Everybody, you know, like in Power World, we don't have, you know, we're supposed to be checking our stuff. But sometimes you kind of forget, you know, you're on the road here and there. Anyway, I got a call that evening, just before our contest. The lady that raised me, my grandmother, Virginia Whitegrass, she left us. I was thinking about her. And that's why it was a warning that one of my family members was going to leave. And I knew something, you know, was going to happen. And she's the one I was close to. She's like my mom. Anyway, and I knew it. But, you know, we can't leave the power because, you know, the flight, she already set for a certain date. Oh, I stuck around and danced. And just by being out in the arena, the floor, it gave me, my energy lifted, knowing that my aunt is going to be in a better place, where there's no sorrow, no pain, no sickness. And I was happy for her. So these are the things that happen sometimes at powwows. One time I went to a powwow back in the early 80s, Washington. And there was 2 groups meant fancy. You know something kind of wrong about that powwow, because in the middle center part, on top there was an owl. You know, sometimes, well, we kind of believe that owls are bad luck. And I kept looking at that, and I was kind of, that doesn't look right. So my brother danced. He was in the first category. He went and danced. He spun around. He's cool, an eagle feather fell off. Then they stopped it. Feather pickup. Walked up to elder Perry. He gave money to the elder and the drummers. And my uncle Kenny Scarborough, a well-known dancer as well as a singer from Whiteman, Washington, Black Lodge Singers. He said, we're here to powwow. We're here to enjoy ourselves. Don't be bitter on anybody else. We are a family here. We're here to protect and pray and enjoy ourselves. And he got off the mic. Second group of Men's Fancy. I went off to the same place. The song started, and I spun around. My eagle feather, golden eagle feather fell off. And it's cut grass. And that feather fell and it stayed for a few seconds straight up. That's really unusual. It stayed like that and slowly dropped. Feather picked a prayer. Uncle got up. People, we're not here for jealousy, I'm telling you. We're here to enjoy. There is something going on there. If you have something against the boys, you shouldn't even do anything negative like that. We're here to enjoy and to dance, to have friends, to make new friends. But you got upset about that because it happened to me and my brother at the same place, same spot. Eagle feathers fell off. Another story I want to tell you. My mother, I take as a mother, Virginia Whitegrass. My great-grandfather, Joe Shorty Whitegrass from Montana, he was a medicine man. He wasn't the type that's going to be, well, I'm a medicine man. No, I'll pray for you. Today, I go back home to Montana. I see, I see a lot of wannabes, you know. Oh, I want to be a medicine man, he started. They're not. Joe Shorty Whitegrass, he was the real deal. He was real. He helped people heal. He helped people with their sickness where they can't get medicine, especially you live way out in a country. You just can't no car. You have a wagon, you have a horse. That's how you get to town. That's how far it was. Then he showed my Aunt Virginia, gave the rights for her to do the medicine to heal and protect and help people. One time, she told me, my grandmother, Louise Scarborough Whitegrass, her brother, he was really skeptical. He went to my grandfather, Joe Shorty Whitegrass, was kind of making fun of him, you're not real. It's the kind of people that misuse alcohol, and he misused it. And he was cutting down my grandfather, Joe Shorty Whitegrass. Joe Shorty Whitegrass, my aunt told me about this story, what happened. He told Joe Scarborough, I am real. I'm going to show you. My grandfather, Joe Shorty Whitegrass, started to sing, and he touched Joe Scarborough. Joe Scarborough fell. Only thing that he was moving, it was just his eyes. He was paralyzed from the head all the way down. And he looked in shock because he's flat on his back. And he couldn't even move. My grandfather, I am telling you, what I do is real. I'm not playing around. And today I want you to know that this is real, what I do. That's why you can't move. So he sang a song. It touched him. My grandfather's brother got up, walked out the door, and because he knew my grandfather, Joshua Whitegrass, was a real medicine man. Then he gave it to my aunt. My aunt was telling me, he has this scarf, these hooves, the dews and the feathers. She said, I can put tobacco in my mouth and sing my grandfather's songs. Paint with that tobacco, different colors. That's how real it is. Tobacco, no paint in the mouth, just tobacco. Just touch it, and it changes colors. Painting. And she says, look, when you're out there traveling, I want to give you something for protection. I told him, yeah, I need that. So she gave me a dew that's behind the foot of the deer. And she said, I want you to use it, take it wherever you go. This way you have protection. Because you don't know when you're dancing, you might step on something negative that somebody dropped for a purpose. It starts with the feet and comes up. I want you to use it. I want you to dance with it. So I did. She gave me it. I put it on. Same powwow that my feather fell off in Usk, Washington. We went back up there. And I went and danced. This was 2000. It didn't seem right again. It felt really, the energy was different. When I danced, I had that dew in I had a full beaded regalia, orange and white. I put it in here, but it was poking my chest. So that first night, I put that in my suitcase, the top zipper in my suitcase, and left it there. Didn't bother with it. I thought, I'll be all right. 3 days, this last day on a Sunday, we went, my son and I, let's go to Spokane and spend the night, then we'll go home from there. So I followed my brother, he said, let's go to Motel 6. He went to the east side, but I accidentally went to the west side. No room, farmland down at the bottom. And I took out my bag, and everything was in there. I left my suitcase in there. And next day, got up, Browning, looked in my son's car. Hey, Smiley, did you see my suitcase? He says, no. And I wonder, where's my suitcase? And I checked all over, and here somebody stole my full beaded regalia. Oh, I felt bad. I felt part of my soul was missing. And what most of all I thought about was that gift, that protection, the cloak that my aunt gave me was stored in that zipper, and I felt really bad. Then a few weeks later, I was watching TV. Shirley was vacuuming in the bedroom. Luke! And she made me jump, you know. She doesn't usually do that, but she does. And I got up and, what's wrong? And I walked in there and she's looking at me. And she looked down like that. Well, before that, there was a bag I had there. I took everything out. I took change because I wanted to buy some pop. And I emptied it. Then that's when she called me. Luke! And I looked at her and she was just quiet. She just looked down where my empty bag was. I took everything out. Then I walked in, looked at the bag. Hey, where you going? So I was kidding. I was joking. Yeah, Indian humor, you know. That's what I do. You know, I tease my friends and everything. Everybody knows me, even my coworkers. Anyway, I looked down, and I couldn't believe it. I was looking. I was in shock. It was there, hanging from that bag, just like somebody sat it in there and folded down with a V shape, where we can see it. Shirley's one that's seen it. It came back to me. So that's how strong my grandfather was with his teaching his niece about medicine. I still got it today. And that helped me one time. Me and my son went to Kamloops powwow. End of the powwow, son, let's get a room. Okay. I turned, and I had that protection on my visor. I turned left, pickup came over that phone. No lights, teenagers. One time they hit me, spun me in the air. Me and my son went right in a ditch. Like we could have got killed, you know. And all you see is crackling and everything, and you see the hood up. And we didn't even get hurt. A 1-ton truck hit us almost head on, just spun us in the air in the ditch. And today, you know, I'm very thankful for that protection, but it's at home. And I really usually don't do it because people don't get jealous of me. Anyway, the dance I do. I've been doing it for 45 years. The states, southern states, eastern states, western states, here in Canada, travel, dance every single weekend 3 times. Sometimes on weekdays, we travel. 45 years of dancing. This kind of dance is for the younger guys, like 18, 20, early 30s, then they'll quit. Because pivoting, jumping, spinning, kicking does a toll on the knees, the cartilages. Happened to me. Both knees one time. It's just like I had, you know, the way you kind of get the ache when you have a toothache. Same thing in both knees. I was walking. Oh boy, that hurted. And I was taking medicine, you know, painkillers, and those are not good for, you know, your internal organs. Too strong. One time I told my mom, "Hey Mom," because she become a Christian, strong believer, faith, "could you pray for me?" She said, "I can, but you also have to believe. You also have to believe from your heart." I told her, "Okay," because I grew up being a Christian. So she prayed for me, just like something came over me. Oh, there was a different feeling. And she, olive oil, my grandfather, Lowy Yellow Wolf, used to use olive oil all the time in prayer. She rubbed my legs with it. And from that day, she prayed for me. From this day, no surgery, no pain, and I can dance. And I'm 62 years old. I never drank alcohol in my life. I don't know how it tastes. I don't smoke. I don't know. Because you know what? We have choices in life. And we could always say no. You always get those people that come around, take this, drink this, but you also could say no. I'm going to go home. Luckily enough, I had friends I played basketball with in Montana. They say, "Luke, whatever you want, you can get it at the store." I was buy pop and chips. But, you know, watch us, you know, take care of us. So they're my friends. I watched them. They'll have a little, but at least I was there to protect them. And they respected me for who I was and my choices that I made. Because I said no. And I never drank. I never smoked. I sometimes people look at me and think I'm lying. But why should I? When I gave my soul to the Creator, I don't have to. Getting me high is doing this. Feeling good. You go out to a power circle, you see people dance, you see the little ones, little dancers. My grandson is out there dancing. You see people dancing from the tiny tots to the elders. They're all dancing and enjoying themselves, moving. You see smiling faces. You make new friends, you meet old friends. Sometimes I don't even see my friends till a full year. And it's a really good positive energy. Competition. Sometimes people will say, "Well, I'm only dancing for the people. Gee, they must be rich, you know, to travel like that. It costs a lot of money to travel. And it's not easy competing. You know, you gotta make some kind of an income, and this in here is a bonus for me. At least I can pay for a bill, pay for my rent, pay for my car, put food on the table. And it's not easy. It's not given to you. You have to earn it. You have to sweat for it. Fatigue, not eating the right foods out there in the power circle. It's all junk. You know me, I'm not really a health person eating because what we do in the power circuit, but I try. I take my, you know what I find really good? Omega-3, 6, 9, flaxseed and gourd oil. And I take my vitamins, and I try to eat right. I try to stay away from pop, because too much sugar. I had a friend I work with, and I know when he has these bad days, he doesn't seem right, dude. He's sick. So I put away pop. I drink pop once in a while because it's too much sugar. No, I can't. But I try to eat right. I exercise. I used to run 3 miles a day until you start getting those fatigues and achiness in the bones and everything. And now I just ride a bike. I find that good. At least you're not damaging your knees. Oh yeah, and I also damaged my Achilles and tendon, both of them, my right and left. So I have a scar in the back of my foot because they overstretched. That's when I tell these young ones when they ask me for advice, I tell them, first of all, you got to respect your body. No alcohol. No cigarettes. Work out. You're going to work out. Don't work out because you just have to. You just don't have to work out and check your time if you're beating it. When I do training or working out, well, they call it Indian time. You know, I don't even look at the time. I just go out there and enjoy the scenery. See what the air, feel the air, breathe the air. I tell them, when you go out there, do it for your health. Don't do it because you have to. Go out there and enjoy. Just remember, because there's people out there, they're on wheelchairs. There's people out there that can't see. People that can't hear, can't touch, there's no arm or leg. You should be thankful. You should be thankful to the Creator. If you don't pray to the Creator, you'll always say thank you. Thank you for protecting me, guiding me, and strengthening me. Because when we dance out there, we're there to share our energy, positive energy, out to the audience. And when you see dancers, they're all amazed. You see all the color, all the beauty, all the beadwork, all the details, all the dancing, all the different categories. That's what we do. There was a lady in Manitoba. She couldn't make it to her grandson's men's fancy special in Manitoba. And I heard her this year. She said, I was there. I couldn't go last year because I was sick. Then she made it there this year, and she was on the phone talking to the audience. She said, I tried to make it last year, but I couldn't because over what I had, my sickness. I couldn't hardly walk, and I was always sick. And I think she had cancer. But I tried this year. That was last year. I tried to make it, and she said, I made it. He said, that's why I'm here today, talking with the audience. There's healing out there on the Power Circle, in the Power Arbor. There is healing. She said, once I see those fancy dancers, all the color, the movement, the quickness, the speed, and the songs, really strong songs, just my body started to feel a different energy. He says, that's why I'm here today, speaking to you people, your audience out there, because I got healed just by watching the fancy dancers. It's what the energy they bring out. You know, it's what makes them, that's what makes us fancy. Do what we do. As for me, I do it for the love of it. One time a person asked me, Luke, would you ever change? So I know. I have friends that are 70 years old. They're still dancing fancy. They may not be jumping down, spinning, but at least they're still out there moving, enjoying the song, enjoying the dance. So this is what I share with you, the fancy. I'm 62 years old, and I'm still out there dancing. I even got into they call it an Ironman competition in California. You know, I wasn't going to get out there because my asthma was kind of acting up. And last minute, it was the women and men together. The last two standing. I don't know how many songs we danced to. It was last minute. I had my full beaded regalia on. I thought, I'll forget about it. I'm just going to go out there and enjoy myself. But no, I took a pop, and just before the song started, I went out and I started dancing. Iron Man, last man standing. You could be dancing to 20 songs, and it's non-stop. Once the song stops, another drum will pick it up. No water, just keep going, the Iron Man, keep going, dancing. You can't dance in one spot, we have to move around the whole harbor, all the way around. And I was just trying to survive. And boy, I didn't pay attention. I wasn't looking at the other dancers, and I was already getting fatigued and tired. And I don't know how many songs we were dancing, and I felt like quitting. And I was almost going to quit, and I looked at the ground, and that's how I do my movements, not paying attention to the other ones. And I looked up like that. Oh, there was only two of us. Me and a friend of mine that made these bustles from Redding, California. His name was Doug Schofield. Us two were just the only guys. And you see these young two ladies. Oh, they're like, what, 18 years old? 19 years old, they were just skinny. Oh, wait. And they were just bouncing all over the place, all the energy. And geez, I really tried. And I thought, well, as long as I take second, but I'm going to go as far as I can. And then that drum group sang a song. It was really fast. And hit it down me like that. And just like they're going to stop. And somehow I turned this way and I faced that direction. And I looked. And I see my buddy, he threw up his arms like that. And he stopped. Before that Iron Man, the announcer said, back in North Dakota, you overstep, you understep, you walk off. You don't cheat, you walk off. Doug, when I see his arms go like that, and he started to dance again, and I spun around and I looked at him like that, and I see him walking off. Holy crap, was I ever so happy. I won that Ironman in California against those young guys. And boy, and I seen these two young girls, I was up to this dance. You get that adrenaline going, you know? And here, I won it. Stand up, I had an Ironman down there. I always used to run. Run. Got in an Ironman. Two of us left, me and a guy, spoon hunter, from back home. We went so long, they just called it quits. So we divided the money. And crazy me, next day, I went to the fitness center, got on a treadmill, got on there and started running. Lower calf, just above my Achilles, popped. Oh, why did I have to do that? No recovery time. These are the things I think about, the things I do wrong. You know, you gotta have that recovery time. You gotta let your muscles get back to normal and heal up. And now I'm really cautious. I take magnesium. And like I say, I take Omega 369. And they really help. They help you to recover. Because powering, you know, you see people out there dancing, but you don't know what they're going through. The aches and pains, the soreness, the tiredness, the travel. But you know, we all love what we do. Shirley, she's danced for a while. Marilyn, I was seeing Marilyn dancing. Her daughter right here, she's going to be up there. I watch her dance. She's a really good dancer. I see her. She's going to be up there and winning those jackets. I think she already won a jacket, did she? 3? Oh, well, when I was your age, I was just playing with Tonka toys. So, just kidding. No, but I know you're going to be up there. Your name's going to get out there. You know a dancer when you see him. Shirley, one time when we first got together, she teaches dancing. Went to a powwow. She's feeling kind of down, you know. Oh, I try hard, I'm not really going to play this thing, I'm not even getting up there. And I told her, do you really want me to tell you? Do you really want me to give you advice? Because she's not used to somebody giving her advice. And I told her, because I'm really competitive, I told her, Shirley, first of all, you dance like you're teaching dancing. You're too soft. You're too graceful. Do you know those ladies asked for me when I'm out there dancing against my friends, my brother, when we're all in that floor, arbor dancing, he is not my brother. They are not my friends. And I told Shirley, if you want to win, you're going to have to be more aggressive. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to move quick. You have to move. You have to have that walk, because those girls, just remember, they're out there dancing against you. They're not your friends. And she followed my advice. This lady won 6 first places. That's like $1,000 a piece. And she only gonna buy me a burger. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, what time is it? 6 minutes. Well, enough of talking, but I'm gonna do a dance for you, men's fancy dance. I hope you enjoy my dance. And yeah, okay. I need 3 participants. Come up here. I'm going to show you a little bit of dancing. Yeah, that's all I do is need 3. Come up here. kids. It could be anybody. It could be girls. Yeah. We're just going to do one start. That's me. Maybe one short. One more. Oh, wait. Just one. It's going to be short. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Just one.
One start.
One start. One. Okay. Okay, when you're dancing, you can just dance 1, 2, 3, spin around. Something simple. So I'm going to do one start. Start it. That's a little experiment. Now you know how good you compete. So I want him, her, and you. I have 3 envelopes. And there's a gift in there. Just for you 3 to participate. You're going to come up, you're going to pick an envelope, and on the other side, it has first, second, and third. You're going to pick your position. And this is a gift from me to you for participating. I want him to come up first. Stand up. Right there. I'm putting that down. Pick any envelope you want. Anyone.